Heyo, what's up all you sexy mofos and mamas? Good morning. We haven't really done a PUBG news and update video in a very long time because I didn't really think there was anything out there on the radar that was juicy enough for an entire video. But this brand new update, patch number 1, update 19, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to give you guys some of my key notes and my own notes that I made while I was reading some of the implementations in the patch, and also maybe what to expect in the future. Here's the actual Twitter post, and they've highlighted the 5 things that they've improved on, which is limb penetration, improvements to item stacking and weapon attachment UI, uncap the FPS settings, dynamic weather on Erangel and Miramar. We're going to talk about that a little bit and see how it affects gameplay and performance and optimization.
Come back here. Look, dude, I got skillet skills. Oh!
But first things first, we're going to get into all the gameplay patch notes, including bullet penetration and how it's going to affect gameplay. Now, usually when you had someone running alongside or sideways on your screen, and if you hit them while they were running, their arms would actually block bullets. That's how it was. They wouldn't get that much damage. But according to the patch notes now, if you hit someone in the arm or the hand, bullet penetration will take into account. Now, they did mention that if you are hitting someone, and if you hit someone in the arm while they have their arm close to their head, they're going to get the entire headshot damage. Now, I'm curious to see how that works with different caliber guns, because I doubt that you're going to have the penetration power from a VSS compared to, say, the penetration power of a Kar 98. And the same thing goes with other sorts of 5.56s versus the 7.62, which is the AKM. They also mentioned that arm/hand penetration is disabled when it comes to shotguns, and bullet penetration is not applied to legs. So as of now, it's just hand and arm penetration. You will not be able to take out 2 people with 1 bullet. It's just not going to happen right now. Now, moving away from bullet penetration, they've also made some important changes to gameplay. When exiting vehicles while pressing the sprint key, sprint now remains engaged. This way you won't have to release and press the button again to start sprinting. I really think that that was a key issue. I hope they've also fixed it while parachuting. This is something that we had to deal with if you were parachuting and you had your sprint and run, and as you were dropping from your parachute, you would slow walk for some reason. So I'm hoping that even while parachuting, that as long as your sprint key is pushed down, you don't have to disengage and then re-engage your sprint key. That way you don't lose valuable time that you need to get to a gun before your enemies do. Alright, moving on. This next thing isn't really much of a gameplay improvement, more of like a bug fix. They've improved on when teammates disconnect, you couldn't see your reward screen. So they've made some implementations or improvements on how you can see your reward screen. They've fixed some bugs with that. And also now you have to wait till everyone dies on the team so that you can see the death cam. Even a teammate that's, say, disconnected, you will not be able to see your own death cam until the teammate that's disconnected is also dead. Alright, let's talk about the UI and the UI fixes. This one I'm really excited about. Now, if you look on the screen, you'll see the brand new UI/slider, the ammo dump slider, or what I like to call the quality control slider. Dropping items in stacks is going to be a whole lot easier. Quantity can be adjusted using the slider. The Alt key plus the left mouse button immediately drops a full stack. Alt key plus the right mouse... Did I just say rice? The right mouse button now drops half the stack. I'm sorry, but we're doing this in one shot. I'm not going back to edit that crap. Alright, Vault Dude already has this video out. So, let's get to it. Weapon attachment management while replacing items has been improved as well. Removed or replaced attachments will now drop onto the floor if there's no room in your inventory. Now, this second option is something that I like. When attaching directly from loot, the replaced attachments will be dropped to the floor if you don't have enough room in your inventory. This is going to be great, especially if you're upgrading grips or upgrading a magazine attachment slot. This will actually improve your gameplay by leaps and bounds, because you're not going to be stuck there playing inventory Tetris. This is I think the best improvement so far. The only thing I'm concerned about when it comes to this improvement is say you were looting a body and you had a red dot or a 4x scope on one of your sniper rifles, and you picked up off of a dead body in 8x, would it automatically drop your 4x if your inventory was full? So I'm afraid that you might lose some scopes here in this inventory shuffle. Also, because of this improvement, you're going to have to pay close attention to your inventory management and your inventory space, because if you hit right click on an attachment and if you don't have the space in your inventory, it's automatically going to drop it. Honestly, I've been thinking about it long and hard, and I might just make a video about it, about inventory Tetris. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys want to see a training grounds on inventory management, I'll gladly do it for you guys. All right, let's get back into the patch. Pressing Alt while right-clicking a weapon now detaches all attachments on the weapon. So basically, if you hit Alt and right-click on any of your weapons, you're going to send all the attachments to your inventory. That's, of course, if you have the room. But if you don't have the room, they're going on the floor. Now, the next thing is something that I've been waiting for quite some time, and that is being able to mute idiots individually on rando squads. So as a streamer, sometimes I like to pair up with random people, and they just like to spew hate speech or whatever it is. It's a good option to have. You just go into your escape options, team management tab, and then you can individually mute them from there. They've also added in some improvements to the colorblind settings. The following colors now change according to the selected colorblind type. You're also going to be able to change your scope and reticle colors according to the colorblind settings, the blood, and also the care package smoke. They've also implemented numbers now with markers, so you can see your individual teammates' markers, not just the colors, but you'll be able to see the number on the marker as well. You can also place map markers now without opening the map. Right-click while pressing the Alt key places a marker on the map at the fairly aimed spot, wherever you're aiming for, I guess. You can change all the key bindings in your customized control settings. And speaking of markers, something that you couldn't do before is dead or eliminated teammates can now put markers on the map as well. Kill feed now displays your personal knockouts, and this is something that I have been waiting for a long time. If you're running the game on a crappy or a shitty PC, you can now actually have a sharpen option in your graphics settings. This is something that we used, a lot of us actually used Reshade just for the sharpening options, but now that it's been implemented into your graphics settings, I think Reshade will be a thing of the past. They've also added an option to set up max frame rate. Now, this is something that goes into great depth as far as the Unreal Engine is concerned. I'll leave all the links down below in the description that explain VSync and stuttering VSync, max FPS, how to get the best performance out of your PC or what setup you have. As always, all the links will be down in the description below, including the Steam, the Twitter, and the Smooth on the Unreal Engine, what it features, and I'll leave a link for that as well. And speaking of links, there's also going to be a link down in the description for a dynamic weather video that PUBG just came out with. Yes, we're finally getting the dynamic weather from Sanuk, and it's coming to Erangel and to Myanmar. I think it's really going to change the dynamic of the gameplay, especially on the bigger maps. I personally enjoy the bigger maps better than I do the smaller one, so it's definitely going to be more entertaining gunfights in fog and in rain. As long as they keep the sound of the rain the way that they have on Sanuk, I think it's very tolerable and bearable. It's not too loud, it's not too soft, but it definitely drowns out a whole lot of gunfire based on the distance on how far you are from the gunshots. And the rain, I hope that they don't make it super loud. So I hope they keep the volume low, and I think dynamic weather is going to be a great implementation to competitive gunplay, and of course even on just the casual side, it's going to change up the random factor and the PUBG Battle Royale factor in the game. So the new dynamic weather system on Erangel is going to be called Overcast, and on Myanmar they're going to add Overcast and Sunset. They've also changed what I like to call some landscaping on Erangel, where they've added some buildings where they weren't, and they've also changed the floor plan of the map just by a little bit on the shorelines. They've obviously haven't forgotten about Myanmar, and they've added in more dirt roads to improve the effectiveness of driving, and certain high slope sections of the road have been lowered to enhance vehicle effectiveness. Now, there are a few things that I just kind of glanced over when it comes to custom matches and performance. Not really much to say there, but except for a few things that they've been working on for the FPS optimization and overall server performance. Oh yeah, and before I forget, a couple of things I want to touch up on is that they've removed the lobby music that was playing during the PGI tournament along with all the PGI advertisements. It's been reverted, the music's been reverted back to the original song, And also something important for FPP players is that they've reduced the volume on the cars when you're driving in FPP mode. Now, I don't know, guys, if you guys want to read every single ounce of the patch notes, all the links will be down in the description below. You guys can take your time. I think I've covered all the bases, all the important stuff, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you think is important. I'm really looking forward to the future and to see what they're going to do as far as performance, the desync, all that. The real important stuff, the optimization. We've come a long way from what PUBG Alpha was, and I can't wait for the future of this game. And I'm talking about just the maps and the weapons. Yeah, sure, we'll get some new maps and we'll get some new weapons, but overall performance needs to improve, and that some things really need to change, especially with the desync right now. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave it a like. Oh, one more thing before I forget, guys. After this patch gets implemented, I think which is on the 8th, you will not be able to go back to your old replays. So if I was you, I would record your old replays on Shadowplay and keep a separate file of it somewhere. That way you don't have to rely on going back to it later on. You're going to lose it after the 8th. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you all so much for all the amazing love and support to all of my donos that come into the streams and always take care of me. I love you guys, my sponsors, my subs. We're so close to 70K subscribers. And if you want me to make more videos like this one, update videos, in-depth analysis videos, make sure that you leave a video a like. Let me know down in the comments below. As always, stay strong, guys. Enjoy the rest of the round, and I will see you.
That booster, huh? That booster. Let me see if he has grenades. Nah, brah.